Thank you very much for joining us today, John, for what I think was a really practical, useful session on how to get aligned with consumer duty and quickly. One of the things I just wanted to touch on again was some of those key themes that you think boards are going to be looking for over the next few months.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. And I think really we touched on really 4 key areas. So the first, as you're getting into the guts of the planning, is to be clear about your stakeholders and their expectations. So the first of those is the board. There is the October approval requirement that's set out in the rules, but the boards also have to build consumer duty into their strategy, into business models, remuneration decisions, lots of things that boards do. And of course, there's also now a requirement for a champion for the duty at board level. So they'll want to know what they're expected to do and how they fulfill their responsibilities. The second is distribution partners. Deadline of April next year for manufacturers to provide information to distributors, and distributors then need to work out how they're going to receive that, what sort of challenge they're going to put in the process, and how does that change the nature of the commercial relationship that they have between the manufacturer and the distributor. And the third, of course, is customers, with clear requirements around customer understanding. Well, how do you get to gauge how your customers understand and engage with your products, your services and their value? Really quite difficult questions for people to get to grips with there. Second area is scope. Many firms will already have done some work that's relevant here from a product and value perspective, particularly in the asset management type world. But equally, many products have not been subject to sort of disciplines we're talking about here. So important for firms to make sure they've got the full scope sorted in terms of their product sets. And then, of course, it's also important to think end to end. This is about not just the launch of products or the product design, but also the whole servicing through to conclusion of the products, and making sure we've got all the different component parts of the organisation involved so that works seamlessly is going to be really important. The third area is staff. So there are the new conduct rules that go to training for people, making sure that they're comfortable with the new responsibilities and they're happy that they can fulfil those responsibilities. It's going to be really important that staff are really on board with this new important area of regulation. And then the fourth is sustainability. This is not a once and done project. It's something that's going to need to be repeatable, it's going to need to be auditable, it's going to need to be demonstrable to distribution partners, to regulators, to boards, and it's going to need to be done on a regular basis with the annual compliance report. So really important that you've got the rigour, the discipline, the technology to support you, enabling you to do that efficiently and robustly.
Fantastic, thank you, John.